Good morning, my dear children. Today we are on the second chapter, part 5 of Geography, class 6th, and the topic which we are going to study is about Plateaus. So, in the previous classes, we have studied about different landforms, about mountains, about different features of valleys, etc. So, in this topic, we are going to study about another landform, that is plateaus. What are plateaus? And the topic which we deal in this chapter, in this portion, is about what are the different types of plateaus, or what is a plateau, how it is formed, and what are the different plateaus of the world, its characteristics, its advantage, etc. So we'll start with plateaus. What is a plateau? A plateau is a flat top tableland. It is a flat terrain that is raised significantly above the surrounding area, open with one or more sides with steep slopes. So the top portion is always flat, and it's an area which is raised from the remaining landmass. Means from a plain or from a lowland, it is a raised area and the top portion is flat. Plateaus are formed by uplifting of earth crust or by a volcanic activity, and they are formed by glacier erosion and deposition. Different types are, or for some examples, we can say that Deccan Plateau, Tibetan Plateau, East African Plateau, etc. So that is an introduction to the plateau. Now we'll see what are the different types of plateaus. Plateaus are categorized according to its origin, how they are originated. We have categorized it into seven parts, or classifications are there, seven in number: tectonic plateau, intermontane plateau, volcanic plateau, dissected plateau, continental plateau, and fault block plateau, and Piedmont plateau. These are the seven different types of plateau. So once again, let's see: tectonic, intermontane, volcanic, dissected, continental, fault block, and Piedmont. These are the different, or these are the seven different types of plateaus. Now in the next coming slides, we'll study each one in detail. What is a tectonic plateau? From there we'll start. Tectonic plateaus are caused by the earth movement, the movement of the earth. You can see the tectonic plateaus here. Himalayan ranges are also, or the mountain is also formed by the tectonic action we have studied when we studied about the mountains. Like that, the plateaus which is formed by the tectonic movements, means that movements which happens inside the earth crust, and the moving of the tectonic plates, etc. And such type of plateaus are also formed by the movement of the earth crust, or the plates of earth. Tectonic plateaus are formed from processes that creates mountain ranges. It's also the same movement that makes the mountain ranges. The example of it is Deccan Plateau of India. Let's see the Deccan Plateau here. The plateau is a large triangular plateau in India. You can see that which is given in that light brown color in that picture, second picture. So here you can see it's a triangular shaped one. It covering up to the majority of the southern part of the country. It raises 100-meter high. In the north, raising further to more than a kilometer high. So you can see it's in a triangular shape. So almost from the middle of India it starts, and it continues till the south of India. So it's a triangular in shape, and this is our Deccan Plateau. The next one is Intermontane Plateau. And we can say that in a simple word, that intermontane plateaus are the plateaus which is surrounded all sides by mountain ranges. You can see in the picture itself, all the sides are covered by mountain ranges. In between there is a flat tableland, and such type of plateaus are called intermontane plateau, a plateau which is covered all sides by the mountain ranges. These are the highest and most extensive plateau in the world. They are formed along with fold mountains, and they are situated between two or more mountain ranges. The Tibetan Plateau is considered as the roof of the world, and along with that, it lies between Himalayas and the Kunlun mountains, and it's kind of called as the roof of the mountain. So this Tibetan Plateau is also called as the intermontane plateau. It's an intermontane plateau and called as the roof of the world. Now, the next one is a volcanic plateau. The volcanic plateaus are formed when the successive sheet of lava solidifies. After the volcanic eruption, when the lava solidifies, volcanic plateaus are formed. Example, Columbia Snake Plateau is an example for volcanic plateau. You can see the image here. Now the next plateau is a dissected plateau. Dissected plateau. Due to steam action, volcanic eruption of lava, corrosion of rivers and erosion of wind are dissected into steep tabular masses. This type of plateaus are called dissected plateaus. Usually these plateaus are happened due to like agents of gradation like that, lava erosion and volcanic eruption, corrosion of water and by rivers and erosion by wind. All these resulted in the formation of dissected plateau. You can see the dissected plateaus here, and it is formed due to weathering of rocks by different agents of gradation. Next one is a continental plateau. Continental plateaus are massive tableland. The continental plateaus are bordered on all sides by plains or oceans. They are forming away from the mountains. So they are a raised area nearby a sea or a landmass. And this type of plateaus are also called as a continent building plateaus. It's a raised one. It is that landmass is raised from a water body. Plateau of Arabia and plateau of Greenland, etc. Some of the examples of continental plateau. Next one is a fault block plateau. These plateaus are also formed like a block mountain. Central Plateau of France is an example of it, and formed when tension causes large block of earth crust to drop down relative to other blocks. So in such a case, such type of fault block plateaus are formed, and they are also formed like, or they are accompanied by the block mountains. Last one is a Piedmont Plateau. Piedmont plateaus can be seen at the foothills. These are surrounded by mountain ranges on one side and bounded by a plain or ocean on the opposite side. They are called residual plateaus, and some plateaus are Patagonian Plateau, Malva Plateau, etc. And they are usually seen as a plateaus formed at the foot of a hill. And they are also called as a residual plateau because the people live there. It is a good place to live, and such plateaus are, we can do agricultural activities. It is a it's not like any other plateau. It's having we can make houses there, we can stay there, we can live there. So it is also called as a residual plateau. Now the next topic which we are going to deal is about the plateaus of the world. There are different, so many famous plateaus are there throughout the world. Some among them I have written here, and more are there in your textbook. You can read that and study, and you have to study in such a way that each plateau lies in which country. It can be asked as a match the following or a choose the correct answer question. African plateau in Africa, Colombian plateau Colombia, Canadian plateau Canada, Brazilian plateau in Brazil, Iranian plateau in Iran, and Mongolian plateau in Mongolia, Deccan Plateau India, Colorado Plateau in USA. These are some of the examples, and so many other plateaus are given in your textbook. You can see that, you can learn that. Now we'll move to the next part of our chapter, that is characteristics of plateaus. What are the characteristics of a plateau? The first one is, the surface of a plateau is not always smooth. It is rugged and rocky. So the first character of a plateau is it is not a smooth land, it is rugged and rocky. Second one is, plateau is more or less stretch of a plain that rises sharply above the neighboring lowland. It is stretched one and it is raised than the lowland. Plateaus are generally more than 300 meters above the sea level. It is a basic thing, more than that it is there. So it's a basic thing, it is 300, usually it is 300 meters, at least 300 meters above the sea level. Next one is plateaus are generally rich in minerals. The Tibetan plateau or Pamir plateau is called the roof of the world. Very important. The Tibetan plateau or Pamir plateau is called the roof of the world because of its height and its vastness. Now, the next topic is what are the advantages of a plateau? Plateaus are suitable for cattle and sheep rearing. Some plateaus are favorable for agriculture where fertile soil and adequate rainfall is received. Plateaus are rich source of minerals. Plateau region is developed in mining and mineral based industries. Ancient plateaus are rich in different metals like gold, silver, copper, iron ore, coal and manganese. So these are the most important thing which we have to study about the plateaus. In the last class we have studied about what are valleys, and in this chapter, in this portion of our chapter, we have studied about what are plateaus. And here are some fill up questions. This question some children have asked that what they have to do with this. You can write the answers in your copy itself. After writing, I think you have finished the 3 or 4 chapter question answers already. We have given it in the website, so you can write the fill up also along with that as extra questions. You can write as a heading, and then you can write all the fill in the blanks questions together, and you can learn that. So these are the 8 questions. It is not only from the part of plateaus, it is also from that valley portion also. That video is already given. You can check the YouTube channel, or I'll give the in the comment box I'll give the link of that. You can check that valleys. And now let's see the questions. Question number 1, dash is also called a tableland. Second question, dash is also known as the roof of the world. 3, dash plateaus are situated between 2 or more mountain ranges. 4, a dash is a long narrow depression in the earth's surface, usually with a fairly regular downward slope. 5, a dash valley are formed because of the formation of block mountains. 6, the Deccan Plateau is situated in dash. 7, plateaus are generally rich in dash. 8, dash valley in Germany is an example for Rift Valley. So these are the fill up questions, and I think you understood. If any doubts or anything is there, you can ask. Now only one small topic is remaining, that is plains. That video will be uploaded as soon as possible. Along with that, I'll upload one question paper of this chapter. So in the next week itself you can write the test of second chapter. So prepare well and wait for the question paper and the next class of plains. Thank you.